This bill is one big broken promise. Republicans promised that when they were elected, they would lower costs for American families. But that's not what's happened. Families have seen the cost of basic goods like groceries and household products go up because of Trump's trade war. A trade war he had no authority to start because he did not get congressional approval before imposing sweeping tariffs against some of our closest allies like Canada and Mexico. These tariffs will raise costs on families by thousands of dollars a year. And while the president has paused some tariffs, it's only temporary. He changes his mind all the time. And that uncertainty itself is damaging to businesses that cannot plan or invest for the future, further raising prices and straining supply chains. Meanwhile, the Republican members of this committee have been silent. They won't stand up for their constituents because they work for Donald Trump. And that brings us to this bill, which will make life even more expensive for families. Republicans are trying to move this bill through, even going through the night because they don't want the American people to see it. But the American people do see what they're doing. They see that you're giving another massive handout to the ultra-wealthy. They see that you're trying to pay for it by ripping away health care and food security from millions of Americans. They see that you're going to saddle future generations with even more debt. A constituent of mine from Kirkland wrote to me recently sharing that she was horrified to see what Republicans are trying to do to programs Americans rely on. She raised her family with the support of Medicaid, of SNAP, and the child tax credit. Her children grew up to be a nurse and an aircraft mechanic. She was able to give back to the community through nonprofit work helping people with dementia because she had the resources from these programs when she needed them the most. These are the people that are going to suffer because of this tax bill. Hard-working, everyday Americans who are just trying to get by and raise their families. And as costs are increasing because of the president's recklessness, Republicans are cutting the programs that are supposed to help families make ends meet. I was here in 2017, the last time Republicans moved a massive tax bill for the ultra-rich. And they promised that it would pay for itself. Just another broken promise. Instead, the tax bill ballooned our national debt. They said it would stimulate the economy and benefit workers. Another broken promise. A recent study that included some JCT economists found that the corporate gains flowed to shareholders and executives, not to 90% of the workers. You continue to break the promise to make life more affordable for Americans. And on top of the price hikes from Trump's tariffs, you're raising health care bills by taking away Medicaid and Affordable Care Act coverage. This impacts every American because when people don't have coverage, hospitals cut services or close entirely. ER wait times are going to swell, which will mean the difference between life or death for some patients. And you're taking away food assistance, which will lead to more families in our communities going hungry. Washington's Governor Bob Ferguson and governors from 22 other states said it would be impossible for states to pick up the tab from these cuts. There was a way we could do this together. Last Congress, we approved with overwhelming bipartisan support a tax package that would have made a real difference for Americans by investing in our children, building more affordable housing, and supporting innovation. It was a compromise for both sides, but that's what Americans want us to do, to compromise and put them first. I know that's a dirty word on the Republican side right now, but people want us to find a way forward together to improve our communities. Unfortunately, that's not what's happening today. I urge my colleagues to reject this massive broken promise because the American people deserve better. And I yield back.